All right, perfect. Look, y'all, as usual, here we go. We started a little bit smoother this time. Look, welcome. Today, I know that this is misconception that events are these things that are supposed to drain your pockets. What if I told you events are actually supposed to make you money? Now, and I'm serious, like they're really supposed to bring in like tons and tons of money. Now, I am not a pro at that particular topic. So I went out and I found somebody who is. And so it's my lucky day because I'm going to pick her brain, but it's also your lucky day because you get to tune in at the same time. So join us again as y'all come in. Tell us who you are, tell us where you're from. Tell us what you do. If you're listening on the replay or listening on the podcast, you're allowed to do the same. Again, make sure y'all ask your questions. Tag me. If I don't know the answer to the question, then I'll make sure our expert today does. Now, this person I had a chance to meet we're at a client boot camp. So it was a client only. I was in my coaching program that I'm in. I had a chance to meet and network. And when I found out this is what she did, first off, I was like, well, we need a network in general because I got to make sure I have somebody in my phone that I know that knows how to make money running events when this COVID thing was done. But two, again, I just felt like it was important to be able to share this skill because it really, at the end of the day, it's a skill with everybody who is in the world. If you're coaches, speakers, trainers, at some point, you're going to want to run an event. And so this is something you're truly going to need. So again, as y'all come in, if you're here live, tell us who you are, tell us where you're from, tell us what you do. And of course, the only payment that I really ask for ever, at least here in this time, is just to share, right? Just make sure y'all share or tag somebody that needs this stuff. So I want to welcome to the virtual stage, to the podcast, Miss Shanna Scott. How is it going?
Hello, Justin. Thank you for having me. It is going absolutely amazing. So exciting. Yeah, all is
Yeah,
well.
yeah. And I was telling her, I was like, she got the personal brand thing down. Like she has the hat and the background. Like I was like, well, what am I doing? I got the weird stuff in my background. I need to have
No,
a
it
thing with
feels
my name.
good. No, it feels kind of good. It's really good. It's vibing back there. You got the
Okay.
flickering lights. Yeah,
Yeah.
good feng shui. Yeah, you got the blue and all of your nice equipment back there. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it feels good. Good energy. Good
Okay.
energy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just
Perfect.
wanted to bring some money energy to your
Okay.
podcast tonight, event money. So,
All right.
yeah.
So just real quick in a nutshell,
Mhm.
like tell folks what you do, just so they hear it straight from you.
Absolutely. I am Shauna Scott of Shauna Scott PR and Events, and I am an event strategist. And what is an event strategist, you ask? Great question. An event strategist is an event planner on steroids.
Hmm.
It's kind of like 10x. We align money plans with your event plans to ensure that your event is profitable, that you actually make money at your events, and not only a little bit of money, but loads and loads of money. This is a events are extremely powerful, and I love events. They're extremely powerful, and with the right plan and alignment, you could really walk away in a whole entire new tax bracket.
Oh,
That's the type of events that I plan. Yeah.
so first off, with that proclamation, do you come along? Is there an accountant in your network that we can tap into?
I
Because
have absolutely everything.
because
Absolutely.
if you're talking about changing tax brackets, we need to I need to chat with some because
Absolutely.
Uncle Sam, I need help, right? Like we got to make sure we
No,
got the right team.
we
What
got covered.
I'm curious, so
Sure.
like, because I think because your focus is focus on folks that are kind of already doing it, right? Like it's not just necessarily people just starting out, or is it everyone? Just so I'm clear.
Okay, it is everyone. And I'll preface that with everyone who is willing to do the work.
Mm.
Now, I will say events are powerful, and with that, they are very, very rigorous
Okay.
because you can make, your salary times three, times 10 in 3 days, you know? And with events and the type of events, I want to back up a little bit to let people know what type of events I'm speaking of. The types of events that we're speaking of, the profitable ones, are called conversion events. That is when you have people that are in your pipeline come into a certain space and time, whether it's a master class, a seminar, retreat, mastermind, 3 day, 2 day, 1 day, half day, and you sit there and then you convert them. Okay.
Okay.
Another name for that I like to call myself is a one to many sales strategist, where you sell instead of one on one, one to many. And that is the power of events. And that is why I love doing this. You get to just actually get in person, nose to nose, toes to toes with your ideal clients. And they fall madly in love with you and they buy from you. The very another term for the conversion event is transformation. And when I say that just about anybody could do it, you could literally start off with a 1 day workshop and convert massively, you
All
know?
right. Okay. So why events though? Right? Because there's many different ways to skin the cat. Like, but why events? Because as you said, events take work. I've done events,
They're rigorous.
small, been a part of larger events. Some things
They're
will work.
they're
So,
rigorous. Well, they work. For one, why events? Because they work. And if you are wanting any coach, speaker, author, or subject matter expert, thought leader that want to grow and scale their program, or even just massively fill their program, they want to have an event. That is a quick way and powerful way for brand ascension as well, for people to actually get to know who you are. Lots of time people host summits, and with that, you could it's strategic events, and it's strategically filling your pipeline. Okay, you getting people into your pipeline using the power of events. So that's why events. It's just a really really effective way of turning people who are on your page, liking your statuses,
mhm,
to your actual client, and you're taking care of them.
okay. So I guess the real question I was trying to get to is why did you choose events? Right. Like
Ooh,
I know they're profitable. So how did you end up in this space in the first place? How
great
did it even
question.
happen?
It chose me. It is without a shadow of a doubt a God-given gift that I have to do events, because I didn't come from a family that is filled with business people, entrepreneurs. My mom is a school janitor, so I couldn't really act up at school. And then
Okay.
she ended up sending me to private school, the Catholic school. So yeah, no, it chose me. I actually started in church
Okay.
doing like the program, giving the kids speeches and all of that. And I kind of had, what people say, a knack for it. They say, "Oh, you got a knack for that." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks." And then once I started there, I really wanted to move forward. So I started in weddings. So with the weddings, I did like the local festivals, mom and pop weddings, and festivals, parades, and just was getting my name out there and was really nailing it. I mean, I could literally plan an event like this. I don't need months to plan an event. You just literally give me a few days.
Okay.
But I'll stop there just to back up a little bit. To what I was saying and how I got into this. So once I was planning those events, I ended up having it was deemed the event of the century in my hometown. and it was star studded. Kenny Lattimore Avant, 100-piece wedding um, party. I nailed it. I nailed it intuitively. So once I did that, I marketed myself so nobody in the area could afford me. So what did that mean for my business, or at that time my hustle? I was experiencing a famine. So it was feast, famine, feast, famine. None of the brides, was they didn't like the numbers that I was giving them, but I was so, I'm celebrity now. Celebrity supported event planner, but they weren't trying to hear it. So I had to go to work.
Okay.
Had to do that horrible, horrible thing we entrepreneurs do, and that was go to work. We don't want to hear go get a job.
Mm,
Like the girl on that movie said, JAB. I had to go get a
yeah.
JAB. Okay. So once I answered an ad on Indeed. Let me tell you how the universe just, found me.
Okay.
I answered a job for a multi-million-dollar coach that was in my area. Business coach. It just said event manager. As a matter of fact, it's a junior event manager. And I was like, events, I got it. I got it. I can do this. Went in, got the job. She actually gave me the position because she liked me so much of events manager. And she hired another girl as the junior events. Now, Justin, I had no idea what a business coach was. But I tell you what, at the first event we did together, I literally was I literally stood in the back of the room with my mouth gaped nearly to the floor at the amount of money that was being made and the amount of lives that were being changed. That day, sir, is my new birthday. That is the day that my purpose was born. The power of events and changing lives and making money. Oh, that's Trinity.
Okay.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit,
Okay.
And so that's how it started. And so once I stopped working with her, I turned around and hired her to show me, how to do it. And that's how I ended up in conversion events. And since then made like $2 million, over $2 million in offers alone for clients, and offers alone. That does not include any charity offers.
Okay. I I don't know if you can tell folks this, but I'm sure everybody's curious. When you said that you saw the number and like your jaw dropped, what is there an approximate number that you can disclose to the world? They can
It
understand.
was right under $500,000.
Okay.
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 Right under half a million
That's
dollars. And some of my colleagues work with clients that are having $1 million events. They are making $1 million in 3 days.
mm, mm. Okay.
Clearing. I'm not saying owing people after clearing a million
Right.
plus. So
Well,
yes.
so I know when I work with my clients, right? Like we
Uh,
tend to try to take the goal they want and like work backward. Because at
yes.
first I was going to ask you, is like, well, so what's the average that you get? But I'm sure that it varies by client. So I guess what's the process that you take people through, like, the quick and dirty version, but
No, I can
of
hear.
like how do you get them to fathom, first off, just fathom that they can make more? Because I'm sure that you approach somebody and it's like, yeah, you can make some money in events. And they may have initially thought, like, I would just love to make like 20 grand. How do you, first off, switch that mindset of saying, nah, 20 grand is like pennies compared to what you could do? And
Exactly.
then how do you walk them through that process of kind of getting to that number?
Yeah. For one, I make a note of, I learned this recently. You have to believe, you as the coach have to believe that you can do this, for one. Because there's nothing that I could do, bang on pots, do a dance, or show you any of my spreadsheets to convince you that you can do it. And I've
Right.
been in situations and conversations where people be like, I don't know. Who makes $25,000 in one day? And I say, your boss. Okay. So don't please. Please think about it now. You over there, you selling for your boss, and they have made probably way over that. So with that being stated, you can also be able to make that as well. So with that being said, I let people know who are ready. They know they have a ready offer, because honestly, if you have a $5,000 offer, a simple 5,000 offer, I call that HTO, which is high ticket offer,
Hmm.
and you sell five people, you are there. You know, you are there. So with that being stated, it is that easy to be able to convert, and it is that easy, but it has to be in your mind. In my mind, it is totally easy. But my clients have to know that this is easy and that they could do it as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you help folks with the offer at all? Like it or
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do help sorry, I gotta let my daughters know I'm recording because they'll start, All right. So, absolutely, I do provide support for the offer, because just to back up, not only am I the event planner, the regular event planner, if that's what
Mhm.
you like to call it. I like to call myself a strategist, but it is a huge sales component. So I want to make sure that whenever I'm working with my clients, that their offer is saleable. It is ready. It is ready to go. So yeah, I do help them if they do need that support. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes, we can fill the room, we can get everything, the experience all nice, but we have to make sure that the offer aligns with that respective, what I call EBU,
Hmm.
eligible buying unit. Some people call it avatar.
Okay.
Okay. Because that eligible buying unit have to be eligible to buy the offer. Okay.
Okay.
They can eat it all day, but if they can't, afford it, then and you got a room full of people who can't afford it, then you want to, that's not going to be very helpful for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm writing that the eligible
EBU
buying
unit.
unit. I'm like, I know Avatar.
Yeah.
Eligible buying unit sounds like yeah, that sounds like like a economist term. Like I don't even like what I've, I've never heard that
Yeah.
one.
I mean that.
That's new. I'm learning good stuff
Yeah.
today. So
Yeah,
perfect.
well, I'm glad. I'm glad. And I believe you asked me about the framework and how I work with my elites client is
Hmm.
I take them through my signature lean event process. Okay? And the lean event process is based on the principle, loosely based on the principles of Lean Six Sigma, because events are very, very wasteful. You could really have manpower um doing things and on the clock, and they're not really being productive, and then that's money going out the door. Because here's the thing, what I do with my clients, I make sure that we keep profits high and costs low.
Okay.
Profits high and costs low. So it has to be lean. We can't have people, when we're at post event, they're taking hours trying to pack up. No, I do a soft, what I call soft breakdown. So all that's in the lean event process, but the actual framework is, the first part is the magnetism, which includes that EBU. Right now you have amazing content. You got people checking you out, going click click click, love love love, like, heart heart heart. Yeah, we want them to start to take action. So we find out together who your avatar, who your eligible buying unit is, or who your, what I also call QIC, which is qualified ideal candidate. Because you want to make sure that these people are qualified, they can't afford it. You would love to work for them, and you could bring them through the transformation. So we check out who that person is, what are the characteristic and demographics of that person, and then we start to get in front of them. Whether it's what I call high tech or high touch. That's the traffic that you are amazing at, and
Right.
then that's a high tech, and then the high touch is organic. And sometimes, like with my business is highly organic. That's just what I call taps on shoulders, saying, "Hey, I'm over here. You know what's going on," and that's basically getting in people's DMs.
Okay.
Or so with that being stated, the lead magnets and the whole magnetism, and we work on how do we magnetize that ideal person for your program. And it may be by white papers, it may be promo, it may be when I say promo, I mean promotions. It may be a pre-challenge. It may be videos. It may be a wide variety of opportunities. It could even be an event, a smaller event, which we call. So once we magnetize them and we get them to raise their hand, then they come into your funnel, and they're in the middle of what I call amplification. And the amplification process is a dual process. The first process is really start to aggravate their pain. Oh,
Right.
so you have this headache. You have this horrible headache, and as a matter of fact, not only do you have this headache, it's stopping you from being your best self. You know
Okay.
what? Justin Morgan is amazing at getting rid of your headaches. He does this, this, and this. And as a matter of fact, he worked with this person, and brought them to this and got them out of their headache. So what we do is we amplify the problem and amplify you, Justin, as the solution, as the doctor in their respective space. And so when we're pulling and that's causing that aggravation and be like, oh my God, my head hurts. I can't get my systems together. You know what? Let me just drop all this and call Justin Morgan. Okay. So that's the second part of it. And
Okay.
as a matter of fact, Justin Morgan now is having a conversion event. Let me stop there. Conversion event, very, very important. There are lots of time when people have events, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do a panel discussion, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna have like 50 speakers. No.
Mm-hmm.
The conversion event has certain qualities about itself to where it is a conversion event. And it does not include a whole bunch of speakers. Okay, and that is the difference with the conversion events as opposed to the panels and the summits and all of that. The conversion event is strategically designed to convert. Okay, and so once you're there, you were already started to we already started to establish you as the authority, not the THEE, the authority, an expert on your respective topic, and then they're with you for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and they like, okay, you know, let's work together. Okay, because we always let them know. Well, you know what? Well, I won't, spill too much, but I don't want to give you too much. But once we do that, then we go ahead and we go in what I call ENF, which is enrollment and fulfillment, and serve to the fullest.
Oh man. See y'all. I take notes. So if y'all not taking notes, then y'all slipping. So you know. Like again,
Yeah, I got
I'm
some great things for you.
you
Yeah.
got to make sure y'all are learning. Is this so? I make sure that we kind of got the key points
Yeah.
there again. So from what I have, some of the keys I've pulled out so far, right,
Mm-hmm.
is having an amazing offer that obviously talks to and speaks to that EBU, right?
Yeah.
Um, so high touch, high tech, right?
Yeah.
So y'all use with the means you need to be able to connect with those people,
Based on your
um,
brand,
based on
absolutely.
your brand.
Mm-hmm.
You aggravate the pain, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Keep the costs low, profit high, and then y'all go ahead and ENF, right? Y'all go ahead and ENF, right?
That
Okay,
didn't sound too good, but yes.
perfect. I mean, but that's what you
Enroll in the
said, right?
for
So
ENF.
you
Okay. Yes.
ENF,
Absolutely.
whatever, you know.
Mhm.
So you enroll and fulfill, right? That
Right.
sounds better. Okay, you ENF. Okay, so this is one. So, but there's a little, I want to have a little sidebar real quick.
Absolutely.
because I always got to pull out a little sidebar from these conversations, and
Please
I
bring
think
it.
I think people will enjoy some of the sidebars, and sometimes I can isolate these little sidebars, but not everybody will love this particular sidebar. But you mentioned that this is a conversion event. The conversion event is a little bit different from doing a summit or these events with a lot of speakers. Now, I have a certain opinion, and we are all a part of these events. I've been a part of these events. I've had success at some of these events.
Mm.
Some of these events, not as much. Um, but there are plenty of events that have numbers on numbers of speakers. And I know why those people do the events, but I don't think everybody knows why those people do those events because they don't really understand who the true client is at those events, if that makes any sense. But um, what I want to talk about right now is being at COVID and even post COVID. I think folks are still going to stick to this virtual summit thing. How can how how can people maybe change or tweak the virtual summit approach to make it more of a conversion event, um, where they really are getting the right people to watch, and it isn't just to say I had an event, but they're actually getting people to watch the event.
Okay, well, each one of the models, each one of the events have a certain type of model.
Okay.
Virtual summits or summits, when you hear summits, they're usually generators. That's why they're so massive.
Okay.
So the conversion happens and see, and I guess that's a little bit kind of like part of the conversion because for one you can whenever you attend a summit or you have a summit you actually convert them if you would you actually get them in your pipeline which definitely needs to happen
Right.
before you convert. So does that make sense? So you actually convert them to be kind of like one of your followers, or you get them into your Facebook groups, or if you drop a lead magnet, you can, get their information so you could
Right.
start that nurture.
Right.
And the whole funnel pipeline system, I like to think about it like you're, dating, so you want to make sure that, when you first meet somebody, you don't ask them to marry you. You kind of like, hang out with them, get to know them and make sure. Now, keep in mind now there are some funnels that bring you straight to conversion.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing a massive intake like that, then yeah, you want to be able to funnel in the right people. You want to make sure because even with the virtual event, your intake is going to be so large, whereas you want to be able to funnel you're going to be like sifting through to find your EBUs.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Because they're
Yeah,
going to be in there.
makes
Okay.
perfect sense.
And
Makes
even
perfect
if they're
sense.
not your eligible buying unit like this month, then they may be 6 months from now, or they may be a year from now. Does that
Mm.
make sense? So it's
Makes
all kind of
perfect
like
sense.
some nerdy event science stuff that I love.
Well, so I understand that. Okay. I think my problem is that a lot of people that are doing summits don't understand that, right? And
Oh, I got something for them.
it's 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 that, and I mean they get the lead generation part and they're gonna get leads. It's more so it's more so nobody slows them down when they say, "Oh, I have this big pitch I'm gonna do. I'm excited about this program that we're launching," and then when they don't get a ton of sales or people opting in or on phone calls after the fact, and it's like, "Well, what happened?" Well, it's like, "Well, because that wasn't the thing for that, right?" Like
Yes.
that's my problem is that it's either a people are pushing the virtual summit because it's the thing to do and it's cool and we're in COVID and there's no other alternative, so they go out and they do the virtual summit and they're told that, hey, I'm gonna make a bunch of money because I'm gonna do this big offer, to be super profitable. There's that one group, but then there's the other group that just says, "Oh, I see that Shauna did this virtual summit. It was all pre-recorded. I can do that too, and I'm gonna make a ton of money." And but that's that's not
Yeah.
always the case.
Yeah, not all the time. And it really also depends on how warmed up your market is to you. You
Okay.
know, if your market is pretty warmed up to you, your leads are pretty warmed up and and they're not cold, it can happen. But the only thing I want to say to anybody who is doing an event, whether it's a summit, 1 day, 2 day, VIP day, workshop, seminar, retreat, is to just be strategic.
Mm.
Map out that lead's journey through your process. And the process for the people who are new to you or colder, you just have to meter it all because somebody can be really cold, but if they are have enough pain, if that pain threshold is, you know, sh- is it large or short? If the pain is is that intense and they're ready, then they're gonna buy.
Right.
Okay, as opposed to, so so that's what the sifting is. If you think about a flour sifter, you have some that just immediately fall through, and then you got some that you just got to really really shake. So, and that's just what the game is, and that's why, at the top of that funnel, you want to get as many people in as possible, so you can funnel them all through, because they're not going to all get to that bottom tip all at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
So you just want to be strategic about them. But chances are, if there's going to be a lot of people that are cold that you convert, it won't be. It won't be.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So how would you recommend? So I know that. So if we're using a virtual summit as a lead generator,
Uh,
right? So what is the natural next step for a lot of those people? Is it a low ticket thing? Is it is it check out my like free course? Is it like what would that thing look like? What would that natural next step in that journey look like?
Well, again, it is honestly, and I tell my clients this all the time, it's based on your brand. Because
Okay.
if you have our brand that may not have a LTO, low ticket item, but the next natural step is to date them, to nurture them.
Okay.
So it may be, again, and this isn't I just want to put my disclaimer in. This isn't an end all be all for all brands. It really depends on who you're talking to. How hot your leads are. But you want to nurture them. You want to start applying certain sales psychology rules at that point, to where you start the nurturing, and just again, establishing yourself as the authority and aggravating. So you want to just take them back to that second part. Remember that part and that framework. The first part was the magnetism. The second part was the amplification. Put them
Mm-hmm.
back in amplification, and start, and then you start moving them down. They didn't buy this quarter. Put them amplification. So email sequences, what else was on in the amplification, blogs, podcasts, invite them to events, and then put them back, just gotta just work at it. And that's the rigor in events, but you have the opportunity to make like several years of salary in just a few days. Yeah. So based on your brand, so that's the answer.
Okay. Okay.
Based on your brand.
That
Because
works.
everybody's different.
That works. Now I know that I think you have something for folks to talk about some myths for events, but
Yeah.
I'm greedy, right? So I want at least like I want to know is the what's an interesting myth, right? That would it's like surprise me about events.
All right. Here's a easy one. Oh, if I put on an event, I'm gonna make money.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just putting it with no plan. with
Right.
no plan to make money.
Right. Right.
I'm just going to make this event absolutely gorgeous with all the flowers and all the peonies and all the lights, and it's going to, you know, be amazing. I'm going to have it and it's going to just make money, and then you actually start bleeding. And that
Mm,
hurts my heart when I hear an event bleed.
mm.
Could literally have a room filled with people and bleed and walk away, and the hotel's knocking on your door saying, hey, there's
Hey.
the bill, and you don't want to do that. I want people to, when they say I'm going to have events and it's going to make money, that they have a money plan with that event, that the people in there is not their mommies and their daddies and their cousins, their best friends and all their colleagues that's just showing them support. They need to be, what do they need to be? Eligible buying units in that room. That's what we want in your room. We just don't want your room filled. We want your room filled with buyers, people who are ready to buy. And and it's a myth that people, they come up with the best swag. Your swag is super cute. I love swag,
Yeah.
but I want to hear that your event converted. I want to know that people, and how your events convert is, you have a stellar experience. I want to know that you had a stellar experience, because I promise you, if you have an event and your events experience is not on point, then people are probably not going to buy from you. And that's one of the things that we in my event managers pride ourselves on, the experience, because the experience is, that's half the battle. If they know, they said Justin Morgan took care of us at this event, then I know without a shadow of a doubt, when I buy his $10,000, $20,000 program, he is going to take care of me. Because if he can't take care of registration, and registration is jacked up, and you don't got my name tag, Lord Jesus, people will fight you if you don't have their name tag. Don't play. You better have their name tag. I'm kidding.
I'm not. I believe you. I believe you. I'm
Lord
100%.
Jesus. Yeah.
I went to an event once and I think they had my city wrong, and I didn't flip out, but I just remember after the fact just kind of feeling some kind of way. It's like it was just like it's an easy typo to fix. Like it's how y'all
It's
how
like,
y'all messed that up. So it became a topic of discussion. Like, hey, you from that? I know what that is, but they don't look right. Like what?
yeah, I know, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And that's, and seeing those type of things, that level of attention to detail, and especially with us women, you want to make sure that even with the virtual events, because I do provide support for virtual and in-person events, the link's wrong. So I'm coming to your event, I'm ready to transform my life, and you ain't got me the right link. So we just kind of want to make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. So whenever we come up with this big 50,000, it's my offer get bigger and bigger. $50,000 offer, we know that you're going to take care of us. And if there is, mistakes happen. If there
Mm-hmm.
is a mistake, then we, have our hospitality trained. All our people are trained to be able to handle those. I have a department that's called resolutions and one that's called escalations. And we all, make sure that if something needs to be escalated and it comes way up the food chain to me, then we make sure we handle, with people with white glove care, because we know that that transformation, that conversion needs to happen, and that,
Mm.
that we're going to take care of them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. My final question
Yeah.
for today, and I podcast show. I need to get better at this. I've been dropping the ball on at least this
No,
question
Justin, you're
to
doing
get
amazing.
better. This I'm saying that I've been slipping at asking this question because it's a show about automation. So I have to ask this question.
Yes.
What is the favorite tool that you use in your business right now?
With with automation,
Yeah.
I don't like any of it. I have a pain, Justin. I have a pain.
I mean, well,
I
so
don't want to do nothing
the, the,
with it.
the operative
But
word maybe is that you're using, maybe you shouldn't be
okay,
using it, but you have a team that using
Okay.
said tool to help you?
I use Infusionsoft.
Oh, confusion solved. Okay.
That's what they say, but it's the
Jeez.
granddaddy. It does all these things. I don't even know what it does. Someone said it brings me coffee. I ain't seen the coffee, but I mean that's what the bill says. It brings you coffee.
Oh yeah, I know. I
But
remember
yeah, I
that
use
now.
an Infusionsoft and
Okay.
Lead Pages right now. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my team does, and my clients use a variety of different things. Active Campaign. There's a new software that someone said it sounds like Infusionsoft is Influencer Soft. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did a review on that. If you want to check it out, I did a review like last year, so earlier this year on it. It's a rip. It's just like a it's yeah, no. Just pass.
Okay, all right, yeah, yeah.
just
Someone said influence. I'm
just
like,
just
what?
just
I thought
pass.
they were mis. I thought they were mispronouncing Infusionsoft.
It wasn't
But
that bad. Just it
yeah,
pass. I think you're beyond
okay.
that point.
Trust me, systems. Yeah, I stay in my lane. I when I definitely stay in my lane. I love events, and I just like people were saying when I was coming up. I have a knack for it, and I play and I stay with events. I don't do things I don't know how to do,
Okay.
like systems.
You know.
Like, ouch,
Anyway,
ouch.
anyway, y'all know if you're watching, right? So if y'all need systems help, hey, like I'm a message, an email, a link away. It's all good. In the meantime, though, if folks want to go ahead and check out more and learn more myths about events, where should they head?
Well, they could go to my website, www.shannascott.com. On the contact us page, they could go ahead and send me a message. I have a freebie where people can find out more about event myths and how to overcome them in planning their events. You can find me on any of the social media, all of them. Shanna M Scott. I do go by my middle name or Shanna Scott events. And yeah, ask away. I am here to serve. That is why I be to do events. I don't ask me to cook anything because I'd mess you up. I will mess you up.
Yeah.
But when you ask me to put together your event and
Okay.
help your organization be profitable, I got you covered.
Okay.
I will
Okay.
order your food. I promise you. I will order it.
So no events at. So Shauna is not going to cater herself. We know that it was somebody else. Okay.
I hire the
Perfect.
team. I will hire the best chef for you for your high end retreat there is, and you won't have to lift a finger.
Perfect. Perfect. By the way, y'all, there's a link in the description. So again, even if y'all on the podcast or over on YouTube watching this after the fact, link will be in the description so y'all can go ahead and connect with her. All right, y'all. So, any final words you want to share with the folks?
Yes, I do. I do want to say to you all, events are powerful, and I feel your power out there. And I do have something for everyone in events. So if the world is opening back up right now, make sure you plan an event to grow your program, to reach your tribe, and make sure you get your questions answered. Events are very, very powerful, and there is abundance out there, people. Your tribe is out there. So happy eventing. Love you
Perfect.
guys.
Shauna, I appreciate you. All right, everybody. Make sure y'all share this with a friend, a fan member, or even a foe, because those fools need to have and have events too. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as we end everything, I appreciate you. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.